Here we are at the HRC launch, and it becomes a dealer news day. You're actually a dealer in addition to being a father of a new team member. So who are you, and how did you get in this position?
My name's Chance Hymas. Chance is my son, and yeah, we've owned the dealership for almost 25 years, a Honda dealer, and just happen to have a kid that rides well enough to be in opportunity, to get an opportunity. So.
But he rides everything pretty well. He's doing cross country, supercross, motocross, the whole gamut.
Yeah.
Does that come from your shop being there in Pocatello?
Well, in Pocatello we have a lot of good off-road riding. So he grew up riding trails, mountain trails, desert, that kind of stuff. And then we grew up racing works races, so he's familiar with off-road racing. And then we had a knack at motocross, so that kind of, with the motocross part of it, going through, you know, the minis, and going to the amateur racing, that's kind of what got us to this point.
And that was always sponsored through the dealership?
Yes. Spent a lot of money racing dirt bikes at the amateur level, but it's been good. It's fun. It's a great way to spend time with kids. You know where they're at on the weekends, know what they're doing, and yeah, that's kind of what we did growing up.
And Chance is the youngest of your boys?
He's third of three boys, so all three of my boys grew up racing dirt bikes. Similar, just Chance was kind of in a position. I learned a lot with my older boys, which helps with my older son there. Honestly, we went to some motocross stuff, and I just, because we grew up doing mostly works, the motocross stuff, just enough difference, class structure, learning that stuff, it took a little bit of time. And then Chance was really good at a young age, and I learned a lot with my older boys that I think helped him and helped us. So.
And your son's at least one or two work in the store still?
Yes, my middle son, he's 21, he works in the dealership. All of them have grown up working in the dealership, so they're familiar with bikes, how the business part of it works, and then how the fun part of it works too. So
pretty awesome. Did you ever think 25 years ago when you got into this that you'd be in this position today?
No. Well, I mean, I guess you always dream of something like that, you know. I mean, Chance, I think in an interview somebody asked him about it, and he's like, I think this is a dream come true for my dad. So, but yeah, I mean, we've been Honda fans since, well, I've been a Honda fan since I was a little kid. So I grew up in a small enough town that had a Honda dealer. I didn't know there was anything besides Hondas until I was probably 10 or 11 years old. So, but yeah, it's been good. It's been good for the family.
And then shout out for the crew back at the store that makes it possible for you to go out and live this dream.
I have a great crew at the store that, 15 years ago I couldn't do what we do now. But the guys that are there, Brian, Jackie, Kevin, all running the store at home, it's what allows me to be gone, especially as much as I have been the last 2.5 months. I haven't been around very much, and they keep it going.
And the season hadn't even started yet. It's really going to get worse for people.
Well, I think because we're kind of balancing the amateur, finishing off the amateur, plus mixing in the supercross prep, which we wouldn't, in another year when he's not doing amateur, it'll just be the professional part of it. I think it'll maybe balance out a little bit better. But the last 2.5 months have been pretty gnarly. So.
And then Honda stuff, you've got a couple of vintage bikes in the collection?
I do. I actually have more street bikes than dirt bikes, but I do have a aluminum frame CR500 that was built by Pro Circuit for McGrath. Still has titanium, magnesium case covers, kit suspension on it, so we have a couple cool toys.
And that's not for sale.
No, it's not. No. I think my oldest son's already claimed it, so.
Well, thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.